Hello, hello. Today we have a Pilates inspired glute and core workout. I am going to be adding ankle weights to this to make it a little more challenging, though it is not needed or necessary. So go ahead and get what you need, and we will meet laying flat on our backs. We're going to start off by doing some bridges. So go ahead and put your feet flat on the ground, knees bent, and tuck your pelvis under so your low back becomes flush with the mat. Your heels should brush your longest finger and then begin to raise your hips up towards the ceiling. Focusing on touching your lower back to the ground when you come down rather than your glutes for a very split second before lifting your hips back up. Focus on the muscles that you want to engage, that you want to work here. Engage your core. Focus on your breathing. Exhaling as you come up and squeeze. Inhaling as you lower. Press into the heels. Now hold at the top. Focus on the squeeze. Keep your knees as wide as your hips. Don't let them begin to splay outward. Keeping that integrity in your core. And lower down. Now walk your left foot forward and focus on pushing through your right heel as you begin to bridge again. This is an alternative to a single leg bridge, helping you be a little more stable, given that both feet are planted on the floor still, but you're really focusing on pushing through the right foot, engaging the right glute. Feel free to lift the left leg into the air if you prefer that variation. And now go ahead and pause at the top and hold. Focus on the muscles that you're engaging, your core remaining strong. And lower down. Bring the left foot back, step the right foot forward this time, and we're just going to repeat that on the other side. Remember to keep the tailbone tucked under so you don't have a crazy arch in your back here. Press through the heel of the left foot mainly, though you are pressing through all four corners of the foot still. Squeezing the glute at the top. Again, feel free to lift your right leg into the air if you prefer that variation. And now go ahead and hold at the top of the range of motion. Focusing on your breathing, focusing on the muscles you're engaging. Go ahead and lower down. Now take both legs up into the air. We really want to keep the low back flat to the mat here as we drop one leg at a time, keeping the feet flexed. And if you have ankle weights on, you might want to place your hands underneath your glutes just for a little more support. Strong core. Feel free to lift your head off the ground, looking towards your thighs. Continuing to breathe. Go ahead and bring your shins to parallel with the floor, 90-degree angle in your knees, and begin to pump your arms up and down as you lift your head off the ground, looking towards your thighs. Feet flexed. We're going to do 100 of these arm pumps. Focus on your core. Short exhales out through the mouth to engage the abs more. Keep the knees stacked over the hips. Almost there. Stay strong. All right, go ahead and lower down. Counteract that with a bridge for a second if that feels good, just stretching out. And then we'll roll over onto the left side. We'll begin with some clam opening and closing here. So bend in the knees. Keep the hips stacked over one another and begin to open your right knee towards the sky and back down. Focus on the right glute. Strong core. Try to stay very stable in your upper body. So as your leg is opening, you're not rolling backwards. Feel free to prop your head up on your arm here as I am, or laying flat on the ground with your arm extended, kind of using it as a pillow. But if you do take that option, make sure to not lose the integrity that you have in your strong, stable core. All right, go ahead and lift the feet into the air and we'll do those clams in this variation now. Slow and steady wins the race. It's better to be slow at the movement and truly engage properly than go quickly and not engage properly and risk injury. Almost there. My glute is burning at this point. All right, from here, go ahead and extend your right leg and then come back to the beginning position. Touching your toes together before extending that right leg out long again. Now bring your knees more so in line with your hips, and then we are just going to keep the 90-degree bend in the leg and lift up and down. Keep the feet flexed here, protecting the knees. Hips stacked on top of one another. Now keep the left leg where it is, extend the right leg out long and pulse up and down. Almost done with this side. Go ahead and roll over onto your stomach. Come and prop yourself up onto your forearms and enter a forearm plank. Holding here. Strong quads, strong core, slight tuck of the pelvis. Push into your forearms and hands and breathe. Go ahead and lower the knees, send your hips back for a moment, stretching out the chest, and then we will go into a plank to a down dog motion, repeating, keeping your core strong. Lowering one knee and then the other as you hold your plank. Tapping the mat and then returning. Beautiful. Go ahead and come on to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Extend your right leg out long, lift and lower. Foot flexed. Try not to lean over to the left too much. Your heel really doesn't need to come higher than your glute, though it can. Just don't lose the integrity of your core and create an uncomfortable arch in the low back if you lift your heel higher than your glute. Now hold at the top and pulse up and down. Bend at the knee, begin donkey kicks, lowering the knee down and then pressing the heel towards the sky. Send all of your thoughts, all of your energy, all of your focus to the muscles you are engaging, to the sensation you are experiencing, to make this a true mindful experience. Excellent. Now go ahead and box out your right arm, come onto your left forearm, extend your right leg up into the air, and then bring your knee towards your elbow, extend it into the air, and then bring it down to neutral. Feel free to look at the video if I didn't explain that very well. Of Of course, with this one, you are going to lean to the left a little bit. Just keep your focus on that right glute. Make sure you're feeling it. Keeping your core strong as well. There's that tendency to overarch the low back if you extend your leg up too high. And nobody wants or needs lower back pain. Beautiful job. Walk yourself back onto your knees. From your hands and knees now, we're going to go into a bear hold. So curl your toes under, lift your knees slightly off the floor, and hold. Lower the knees down, swing the legs out to the side, and we're going to repeat all of that on the left side now. Coming into your clam shell position, where your feet are kind of in line with your hips, but your knees are bent. Your hips are stacked on top of one another. And then go ahead and open and close the knees. These exercises are great. If you have a band as well, you can intensify the sensation. Now go ahead and lift your feet into the air, continuing your clamshells. With this one especially, it's easy to begin to roll backwards as you open the knee up towards the sky. Don't do that. Stay strong in the core. Sometimes, to bring attention and focus to my hips remaining stacked, I bring my hand to my hip. Beautiful. Now extend that left leg out long as if you're kind of kicking something away from you, returning to that clamshell positioning. Touching your toes, extending out once again. Almost there. Now bring your knees out in front of you, 90-degree angle in the knees, and lift and lower the whole leg, keeping the foot flexed. If you come down onto your arm, make sure your core is staying strong. And I'm going to take this time to thank you for watching. And I'd love to know what you think of this video, and if you have any requests for videos in the future, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Now leave your right leg where it is, extend your left, and begin to pulse up and down. All right, coming onto hands and knees now. Go ahead and return to a plank position, tapping one foot out and then the other. Make sure your glutes are not too high up in the air. Bring them level so that you could really feel this in your abs, especially the low abs here. Push the ground away with your whole hand here, not just where your wrist meets the ground. Almost there. Beautiful. Lower the knees, stretch it out for a minute. And we're going to go from a down dog to a side plank, and we're going to just switch sides each time. You could always cut out the down dog and just switch from one side to another, but I love coming into a side plank from a down dog. It just feels better on my shoulders, much more open, more space for the shoulders to rotate. Remember your core, and now hold on one side. Hips up towards the sky, push the ground away. Other side, now hold. Excellent. Returning to hands and knees. Go ahead and extend your left leg out long and begin to lift and lower. Pausing at the top, pulsing up and down. Bending at the knee, donkey kicks, keeping that foot flexed, tapping the knee down, and then pushing the ceiling away with the whole foot. Excellent. Go ahead and lower that knee down. Stretch it out if you need to. Roll the wrists out. And then box the left arm coming onto the right forearm. Extend the left leg into the air. Tap the knee to the elbow. Extend and lower down. It's probably a better way of explaining it than I did on the other side, but that's okay. Almost there. Beautiful. Lower down. Stretch it out. Readjust. And there you are. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, week, month, year, life, all of the above.